ONIC with their multi-dimensional drafts, a lot of hero pools versus Burn X Flash, the solid team. We'll see, will the home team get the first game as we enter the drafts for game number 1?
Oh, dude, I'm excited. Let's look at the drafts. Right now, we're starting, and it looks like Burn X Flash will be the first pick. ONIC will be the second. Burn X Flash, they're instantly banning the Fanny, and ONIC, they're banning out the 1-1, already looking at the gold lane matchup.
Now, I love this, right? There's respect coming in from Burn X Flash, but with the 1-1 being banned, even though that she was nerfed in the latest patch, how do we feel about this?
The Fanny was, okay, kind of nerfed, but with that gold, again, the gold changes in the jungle, Fanny has actually risen back to the top. He is now, I would say, one of the prio picks back again in MSC 2023.
I just gotta say, Kyrie had practice as well. He just played Fanny a few days ago, so...
Oh, man.
Did he win?
Yeah, he was up against Fjarak, 2-0 win, but again, it was really close.
It was really close.
He had to, take the rust off, and I think he got it right now.
I like it that Burn X Flash, they're banning out the Kaja, which does show that they don't want it as first pick, but they understand it's a very dangerous second pick, and they don't want any cheeses happening around the gold lane, so no surprise pickoffs, well, for now, and looks like Glue has been banned out by ONIC.
Again, exactly. I find this interesting again because looking at the nerfs, sure, like the damage output got reduced,
the healing
right?
as well.
But like,
damage
still,
reduction.
is it still viable to be used in the XP lane?
It's so annoying. Like the laning phase, like sure, a lot of EXP laners can handle Glue right now, but after the laning phase, right? Whenever you're getting the turtle, the lord, the Glue can be very annoying for your mages, for your marksmen. So it's not as crazy in the laning phase, but outside the laning phase, still a very annoying hero.
Definitely. I think it comes down to the user as well and the team, right? The team dynamic to play around that Glue. Because Burn X Flash, remember, you gotta understand that this is a team that really loves to go front to back. And with the front to back compositions, they need a very tanky, a solid frontliner like a Glue, sustainable, who can keep Donut in a safe place so that nobody gets to dive into him. And ONIC, they do not want that to happen. They want to take it out of ATM's hands and maybe force a good matchup for Boots to try to dominate that lane.
You're right. But looking at this, like back into the drafts, right? We see a Kadita being banned once again. So we can say that there are 2 respect bans towards Keyboy, realizing that Keyboy just really pops off when he's given those pick-off heroes. But there we go. Finally, we see that coming through. Novaria not going to be played in this game.
I kind of like it because there is a lot of conversation happening around Novaria, whether she's good, whether she's bad, should she be a mid laner, should she be a roamer, and honestly, that kind of shows how versatile the hero is. So I kind of feel like for this best of 3 for the group stages, it's better to play it safe. Like we said, don't take risk, even in the group stages. And now, Burn X Flash, they're gonna have the first pick. They ban out the Kadita, and they're gonna first pick the Fredrin. But again, the Fredrin is strong as a jungler, but there might be a cheese coming in, putting Fredrin in the EXP.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is still flex, right? We don't really know which lane he is going to be placed in. And knowing ONIC, you don't really want to draft a predictable draft. So coming to the second phase, what are they going to be prioritizing here? Are they going to go for maybe the Valentina to just secure a good hero and a I would say a power hero for Suns, or maybe a different direction?
Yeah, a hero that can dictate the draft as well, trying to force these big ultimates to go away. But I actually wanted to see the Arlet. Yeah, the Valentina works, but I think the Arlet should be prioritized first, and they will do exactly that.
Honestly, I like the Eve pick because, number 1, the Kadita has been banned out, so not a lot of counter there. The only counter that Burn X Flash could take now is the Claude. And why I like the Eve as well is kind of like preventing the Faramis pick, because the Eve is strong against the Faramis. So if you want to force it out, sure, but we already have your counter. So now it looks like ONIC, they're trying to predict some of the drafts coming in, so they want to prevent that from happening. I like the Eve pick as well as the Arlie, because again, even if the Claw wants to come in using his Blazing Duet, it might get cancelled out. So far, a very good draft, predicting what Burn X Flash wants.
Absolutely, the Claude, we mentioned it, the Lancelot and the Valentina. I was about to say, the Faramis is almost out of the table with the Harlot and Eve. Literally 2 heroes that can just dismantle that Faramis, but the Valentina would be the second best choice. Or actually, the first best choice at this point. With the Lancelot as well, now you know that the Fredrin is going to go to the XP lane.
But that's my question. Is it good to pick up the Lancelot now? Because now the surprise factor is no longer there.
I think...
Unless this Fredrin is a roamer, but I don't think so.
The thing is, they want to just set Donut up for a winning lane. But at this point, I agree with you. The Lancelot pickup might have been too hasty because they removed that flex potential, and now with a Beatrix pick for CW, they're going to be heavily just punching down on Donut's hero pool, something that we've been, talking about earlier. It can still be countered, and right now, two of his comfort picks, Wanwan and Claude, have been taken off the board, giving CW one of his comfort picks, the Beatrix.
And that's what I'm worried about. That's why I mentioned it even before the game begun. With CW's versatility and his hero pool, he has a lot to work with, and I don't really know if we can say the same about Donut, right? So what exactly can they utilize in that gold lane to be able to win that lane against the Beatrix? The Claude has been taken away, perhaps maybe the Brody for that early game, but for Burnex Flash, which direction are they going for?
Honestly, looking at the draft, they have a composition where they can dive if they want. So if they want to dive even further, now that they're bending out the Bane, if they pick up something like a carry would be good. The only thing that's stopping them from really thinking about what kind of marksman they want is because ONIC, they're not really showing a lot of their hand. Because if you know the jungler, then you can roughly know, okay, if it's an assassin, pick up the Brody. If it's like a tanky kind of jungler, you pick up something like a carry. You may even pick up the Leslie, but now, because ONIC, they're not showing a lot, I think even they're not sure what they're going to pick up.
Wait, I have a question here before you start here, Miracle. Can Arlet be placed in the jungle?
We've seen it before in ID with Taz actually flexing that around, but I don't think it's going to apply here for ONIC. And overall, I don't think Arlet does super well in the jungle. But what I'm trying to talk about right now, you actually mentioned the Leslie, which I think they're trying to force out. You can see with the bans here, they're leaving it up for grabs. Melissa, Leslie, whatever it is, I think ONIC know exactly what they want to do. I don't think they actually are I don't think they are hesitating here, because they are actually intentionally letting the Leslie go, letting the Melissa go, because both those heroes are going to do pretty bad against the Eve and Arlet. Not to mention the Leslie here is definitely going to be heavily targeted by ONIC if they pick it up. With a Hayabusa pick, maybe, with just an assassin in the jungle that Kyrie can fully utilize to bully and smash this gold lane.
That's why I kind of feel like ONIC, they'll just last pick the jungler, because now Burnex Flash, they're actually at a very tough spot where the marksman, you want to see what a jungler is going for. Especially when you're going up against Kyrie, you can't pick your marksmans early.
They definitely can. They have to save it here, and with the pick or the ban coming in, they go for the Franco ban, which I personally am not a fan of here. They are going for the Bane and the Franco. But again, I think the Franco could have been countered. They could have, picked up something like a Lolita. They could have picked something that can counter the Franco, because that's a very, very open ban slot that they can utilize. Whoa! To go for something crazy. Hey, remember what I said? Adi and Yeb don't really like experimental picks, but hey, I guess they've changed a bit.
Wow, we haven't seen the Uranus being picked up in so long.
No, the thing is, Arlet and Uranus, which one is going where?
That's why.
Jungle?
Arlet Rome? I don't know.
Well, I guess your question turned out to be like true here. Eterna, the Arlet might go jungle.
Don't assume it's going jungle.
What jungle? What are we seeing high here?
What if this is like an Arlet Rome? It sounds crazy, but it sounds crazy, but it could work.
No, it is not crazy. Actually, Arlet Rome is a very viable meta that I completely forgot about, but man, that's it. The Diggy is going to be hell for ONIC. They pick up the carry as well, and now, honestly, it's time for them to pick up an assassin in the jungle. It's going to be risky though. You're up against the Lancelot. The safe pick would definitely be go for a utility jungler to try to just farm up equally with the Lancelot. But I think it's time. I told you.
You gotta bring out everything, man. Bring out everything. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Because you have the Diggy is good against crowd control, but the Diggy isn't good against damage, man. And Kyrie's bringing in the damage.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm worried. But coming back into the topic, right? Before we get into that, we're gonna take a look at the audience predictions. So far for Indo, obviously it's gonna go for ONIC in particular, but wow.
Philippines, Turkey, everyone is going for ONIC, man.
Okay.
But here's the thing, right? I kind of feel like after game number 1, it will really convince all of our audiences whether they want to go heavy onto ONIC or go heavy onto Burnex Flash. Because looking at the draft, personally for me, I kind of feel like ONIC was the one dictating the draft. They were controlling it.
Exactly. I think they knew exactly what they were doing from the start. Like you said, dictating the draft. And it's time to take us into the Land of Dawn here.
Yep, going into the first match of MSC 2023 in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. We're going into game number 1 between Burnex Flash and ONIC. we're still waiting on, and it looks like the teams, they're putting back their phones. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
They need to chill a little bit, right?
They need to
Because we
chill.
need to chill a little bit, because we need to talk about the drafts just a little bit more, right? How does this Uranus like work into that composition?
I think Uranus works in this composition. They just provide the frontlining presence, right? Most of the time, we're seeing ONIC. They like to go
look at
and
the hand.
play with the
Oh.
aggressive XP laner. So this is a bit of a change of pace.
Yep.
I don't know if they've completely changed their strategy or it's something that they just want to try here. A cheese pick maybe that they want to utilize to try to read Burn X Flash.
I want to talk about the Uranus, but first, the Marshal has put up 2 fingers, and this is a system we're bringing into the international stage where we have a system of we're looking at the Marshal's hand to dictate how long it's going to be, and it looks like when there's 2 fingers around 3 to 5 minutes, but it looks like for this troubleshooting it's going to be around 3 minutes, and now the Uranus, what I want to talk about is number 1, is actually pretty strong in the lane, especially if you have your backup coming in with you, invading the jungle as well. You guys can see the redemption code here. Welcome to MSC 2023. Make sure you guys redeem it for yourself. Another thing is, it's kind of instinctual where as a marksman, you want to use the wind of nature when you are getting harassed, when you are getting pushed away from the fight. Against Uranus, that's not going to help. Magic damage, man.
Definitely. I think they have a good mix of magic and physical damage for ONIC, right? The only real threat, in my opinion, for the side of Burn X Flash towards ONIC is that Diggy. The Diggy's gonna create a lot of problems, and it's actually gonna help the carry win lane in the gold lane if ONIC still...
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh,
That's so
really?
cute.
Come on, man. Come
That's a
on.
bear?
That is a bear. That is a bear. And they're Burn fans, man. Right now, again, Diggy's pretty cute. And Diggy
Look at
is
their head.
honestly pretty solid pick here.
You wanna
Because-
get one?
You want to get
Oh,
one?
yeah.
You want to get one?
Oh, yeah, I want to get one.
Right now?
I want to get 2.
Go, go, go.
I want to get both of theirs.
It's okay, we're waiting just a little bit. You guys can like go ahead and...
All right,
go check it out.
all right. See ya.
Okay,
LaFell's gone. Okay.
all right. Bye, LaFell, don't take too
Wait,
long.
LaFell's actually walking down stage? Wait. Oh, okay. He's back. LaFell,
Oh,
did you
he's
get
back,
it?
he's back.
Nah, they said nah, fam.
Oh,
I say, can I get it? And they say nah, fam. At least they call me family.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a plus, right?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm Dominic Toretto, man. Nah, fam.
Nah,
It's all
Nah,
about
fam.
the family.
Right.
It's all about the family.
You know, before we get into this game, there's also something else that I really wanted to touch on, right?
Really?
The patch and anti-Kiras, and the fact that
Oh, yeah.
anti-Kiras
Got
Has been
buffed.
buffed.
has been buffed in a way that it's so good against assassins like Hayabusa. Do you think that is going to be detrimental to Kyrie's gameplay?
I think, the buff, it is a very solid buff, honestly, on those tank items, but because of the gold that you can earn in the jungle, it kind of balances it out,
Oh, yeah,
right?
definitely.
Kyrie, on the Hayabusa or any assassin player, wouldn't have been able to build these items as fast as the meta currently if it wasn't buffed. So the anti-Cuirass is more of a balancing thing, more than, buffing the tanks. Obviously, the tanks are going to be a bit more tanky, but I think with Kyrie's sublime pathing, it should be completely fine. I think he will have that Hunter Strike, Hepta Season, maybe
Yeah.
Melfic Roar pretty quickly in the game.
I'm going to rephrase your answer. I kind of feel like it's a very good buff to go up against assassin junglers. Maybe not the best for Kyrie. Maybe not the best against Kyrie, because Kyrie
All right.
kind of doesn't care. Because her question was, does it affect Kyrie? Other junglers, maybe? Kyrie?
No.
Probably not. Probably not.
Probably
Nah,
not.
fam.
Probably
Again.
not. He probably is like, wait, there's a buff? Damn, I didn't notice that. I didn't read the patch. I just didn't know.
Kyrie just plays. He doesn't
Yeah, he just
read, right?
plays.
It's Yeb and Adi who does the reading and backstage. And
Yes.
they've also done the drafting, which, again, I feel like has been pretty good. I think, sure, the Diggy does provide a few big problems, actually, to ONIC, but they can actually just chain it in a way where they overwhelm the time journey. They bait out the time journey with just one ability, with someone getting bursted down. And without that time journey, they're going to be locked up by the final
Oh,
slash.
look at that, look at that, look at this screen. We're jumping in. We're finally, officially getting into the first game of MSC 2023 Burn X Flash against ONIC from Indonesia.
A full best of 3. It's going to start here, and we can see exactly how things are going to go out. Just a little bit of a taste on the emblems as well as the battle spells. Does anything stand out to you here?
Nothing stands out for now, right? Everything is just pretty standard right now. Hiboy also still with the tenacity as a roamer. Boots with a normal average as you do take on the Uranus. So what I want to see right now is ONIC, how do they utilize the mid
Oh,
control?
look at the gold lane, man. I'm looking at the gold lane right now. CW is getting pressured just a little bit, and that's kind of the lane that you'll see once you see a Diggy. But so far, looking at the trade of HPs, it looks like CW is doing quite well, even though going up against the carry Diggy combo.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier, right? Beatrix does better against the carry, is going to be able to bully the carry, but that Diggy will help Donut win this lane, and in terms of in-game equipment, you can really see the respect from Donut, knowing that this is a losing matchup. He has to go for those steel leg plates up against Assassin as well.
And now Keyboy is giving backup as well. And like I said, maybe the teams want to switch it up and they actually want to give more attention towards the gold lane. So far, that's what we're seeing. By the way, everyone watching, welcome to MSC 2023. This is the redemption code for you guys. Make sure you guys grab it for yourselves.
Yeah, don't forget to redeem it, guys, because I'm going to redeem it right now as well. So we're kind of in a little battle, but in the top side.
Looks like Boots taking quite a lot of damage, but this is a Uranus. Even though he's taking the damage, he can heal it back up, probably having 20 stacks right now, so he'll be fine. The Turtle will be spawning up soon.
Yeah, this is actually very interesting, Lafel. The fact, and Adrian, the fact that ONIC are actually playing towards the gold lane. We mentioned so many times that CW is probably the best weak side gold laner in Indonesia, but right now, he's actually getting played onto much, except for obviously the Turtle here, where you can already see a little bit of a transition over to the top, but I don't like this too much for ONIC. Burnix Flash have complete control.
Yeah, they're starting the Turtle, Boots, Sans, as well as Keyboy is here. ATM still secures the Turtle, missed Retribution, but almost doesn't matter.
Oh man,
close.
that was super close. Oh man,
but
the
here,
setup was beautiful.
look at the goal lane. Kyrie goes in, not enough damage. D7 with the ult, with the additional shield, was able to survive.
Still unable to take him down for the moment, but in the top side, once again, a
The thing that's crazy right now is the fact that ATM has a level advantage against Boots, and this shows how oppressive Chaman can be with this Lancelot, actually preventing Boots from last hitting the EXP minion. But now Kyrie as well as Sans is at top. The Lancelot should be okay. No crowd control to really stop him.
Yeah, see, the thing is, with Burnix Flash's composition, with the Lancelot as well, you would think that he would have a level advantage, especially after the Turtle. But Kyrie, somehow, someway, with the high and dry, is still able to keep that lead up. And if he gets that mid-game power spike faster than Lancelot, say he gets that Heptases and the Hunter Strike at the right time here to burst Burnix Flash down before they have any defensive items, it is going to be very, very tough for Burnix Flash to deal with it.
Yeah, they need to save more time, give more time to their team, especially that Donut here needs a little bit more time than CW. But what I find very interesting is that CW, he's a level below Donut here in the 3rd minute of the game, as we also now take a look at the in-game equipment.
That's what the Diggy does to your lane, man. It does seem that, CW is still able to find a little...
Keyboy here, extended a little bit too far. First blood for D7. Keyboy goes down. CW as well as Kyrie is still here.
Oh, Boots!
Boots doing very low. ATM gets the kill. 2 kills for Burnix Flash, and now Kyrie wants to go in. Kyrie wants to kill. Donut is surprisingly low, and it looks like Kyrie's not gonna get it for himself. Right now, ONIC, even the minion is down. They can't push. Sans has to flicker away.
They're being overwhelmed right now. ONIC are losing on all fronts. It's happening again, Lafel. And on top of that, they're going to be able to take the Turtle.
Right now, looking at this Keyboy 1v1ing Chama. Chama level 7, Keyboy level 5, but this is a roamer. Chama wants to take that fight. And right now, looking at the gold, even though they have 2 kills and 2 turtles, only 1,000 gold lead. It's not as big as I thought they would get.
But I love how Burnix Flash is playing right now, right? Because usually they're very aggressive when they're given a roamer that can create those kinds of situations happen. But they're on a Diggy who is, quote-unquote, a little bit more passive than something as crazy as an Atlas. But even then, they're still able to make it work. Like you mentioned, 1,000 gold leads so far. They haven't been able, they're not allowing ONIC to get any of the resources in all the lanes.
It's like Burnix Flash is just staying true to what Burnix Flash was able to do in MPL Cambodia. Meanwhile, for ONIC, they're experimenting a whole lot, and we'll see how this transitions into the mid-game, because so far, it isn't looking too hot, but Boots is doing pretty well here in the XP lane despite getting picked off, and this is, again, that mid-game power spike that we need to talk about for ONIC. Burnix Flash have that early game. They were able to get it. San's going to get bursted by a bit.
Yeah, right now he has to use his all in. D7 is so low. CW gets the kill. Donut tries to run away. Keyboy stuns him down. Kyrie uses the retribution, but Sans secures the kill. And right now, ONIC, now they have a small lead in terms of gold, and they managed to take down the turret.
All right, things are going in a different direction now. Jima, though.
Jima goes in. He wants Keyboy, and Keyboy moves around. He was able to dodge it and able to get away. Right now, ONIC and Vertex Flash, it looks like they're testing the waters, making sure that, okay, how much damage can you deal? How much damage can I deal?
Looking at the compositions here, and especially for the in-game equipment with 100 Strike equipped, it does seem like, again, for Kyrie, he still wants to stick to that Heptaseas. He wants to go for the Heptaseas first here to deal some more damage. Wants to go for those assassination plays, and again, it's that mid-game power spike that we were talking about. For ONIC, this is the time where they can actually contest for some turtles, and you can already see a very creative lane swap or rotation from ONIC all the way, 5-man top.
Kyrie goes to the backside, finds Donut. Donut is so low, but Kyrie able to run away. Chima as well as ATM frontlining for the team. Real manipulation for both teams, but look at Zcat. Zcat is so low. Chima gets the kill onto Boots, and right now Kyrie is looking at the turtle. Who wins? Chima gets the turtle, and now Kyrie tries to run away. He managed to get D7 on the back end, but Zcat gets the kill again. Zcat now is at the front. Game Boy, double kill for Zcat, and now CW has been zoned away. The fight is over. An advantage for Vertex Flash.
This is a disaster for the Yellow Porcupines. They lost almost all their members, and they had to give the neutral objective away to Burn X Flash. What is going on? What are ONIC doing?
See, they could stay calm earlier, but now is where they need to be concerned. They lost a mid-game power spike fight for themselves. Kyrie missing the retry, a few missed mechanics happening throughout the team fight here, and you can see just that positioning was not enough. Keyboy wasn't zoning anyone away from the turtle, and there's a lot of miscommunications happening from ONIC that gave Burn X Flash such a massive edge. Not also to point out that Donut was just mechanically sound in that skirmish.
I gotta say as well, man, D7 is taking care of Donut so well because he's always frontlining, making sure that he absorbs the shadow coming out of Hayabusa, and looking at the items as well. Having the dominance eye in the early stages of the game, it looks like just having that makes it so that you're tanky enough to deal with a Hayabusa that has a 100 Strike.
Seems like here, he actually maneuvered away from the Heptaseas. He's going for a BOD, I believe. Kyrie is going full damage here, and he's trying to just, I feel like, bank on the fact, double down that he can try to kill Donut. He has to be careful though, because Burn X Flash in the mid-game now, they're always going to be grouped up. It's never going to be Donut alone.
So right now, very simple question. If both teams scale up, who has the advantage here?
Oh, I would actually say it's Burn X Flash, because obviously for ONIC, they do have damage, but Burn X Flash can bait out a lot more resources from ONIC than ONIC can from Burn X Flash. The only thing that ONIC can bait out is probably that time journey, right? Meanwhile, for Burn X Flash, they go for one good engage, they catch one good member, and ONIC's comp will have to retaliate with a full all-in. They need to go in, or they're going to get poked down, and they're going to fall.
Let's see, right? You can see that the Lord has already spawned here in the Land of Dawn. Burn X Flash, they're going to try and set up for it first, but remember the top lane is going to be pushing for Boots, so that definitely is something that BXF need to take care of. Understanding of the presence of the map, but here we go. Are they going to go for a pickoff?
We're actually looking at the bottom side because Boots here was able to actually steal away the purple buff. And now, again, this is where the Uranus starts to get online, where you can spam all your skills.
Exactly.
Real manipulation used by Zcat, but unable to take down CW.
ONIC are still actually holding on to the gold lead despite losing that mid-game skirmish, and this just goes to show how efficient they are at farming. CW, Sans, and Kyrie, they're able to still withstand and actually have an equal level with a good shot from CW. Also, that poke will definitely help them in the fights to come. They need to target it properly though, because ATM and Chima can just soak in this damage and come back, sustain, and force a full-on team fight.
And on top of that, right, we're talking about not just the way that they're able to be efficient in the jungle, but the fact that they have more map presence because of the Uranus. Boots is going to be able to move around the map a lot quicker, put some pressure on those side lanes, and actually prevent a setup coming in from Burn X Flash. And you can see, ATM
getting targeted. Final slash has been used, but Keyboy is the one that's low. CW secures kill. Chama gets Keyboy down. Sans is down as well. Boots is taking full damage from Donut. He has to run away. Kyrie goes in, gets the shadow on one of the members of Burning Splash. CCAT tries to get CW, but CW so far has been positioning well. Right now, the Lord has been started by Burning Splash. Kyrie is looking at the team. Boots taking a lot of damage. He goes down. Mega kill for Chama and CCAT gets CW. Killing spree. Kyrie wants the revenge, but look at CCAT. He's still alive. The members helping him out. Kyrie gets caught. Donut gets the kill. Burnex Splash secures the Lord.
No way did that just happen. What? All 5 members coming from ONIC, they go down. That was a brilliant team fight by Burnex.
Listen to the crowd.
I'm getting
D7
goosebumps.
was insane mechanically there as well. Really good cover onto Donut. And do we have to mention CCAT?
Dude,
Burnex Splash and the Cambodian crowd are starting to erupt here in the Aeon Arena. And LaFell, back at it again. If we try to analyze what happened in that team fight, it was mostly just ONIC going in one by one, overcommitting, not using their flickers. And even for Kyrie, the most uncharacteristic I've ever seen from Kyrie, miscalculating the shadow kill to a point where his quad shadow disappeared right after the shadow kill is done.
And that's an instant 4,000
I haven't seen that ever
goldie.
for this man.
That's why. Nerves getting to him. What's going on with ONIC once again? But you can see here, the Lord is going to be marching in that mid side. Luckily, ONIC does still have the high ground, still going to be able to clear. But Keyboy, do they want to go for it?
Keyboy final slashes, but Boots tries to pull everyone away. ATM frontlining for Burnex Splash, and he's able to run away. Keyboy actually a pretty good engage, getting 2, but looks like the damage is still not enough for ONIC. Just now, the goal difference, not that different now. It's a 4K difference for Burnex Splash.
And it's reflected here in the itemization for the in-game equipment. You can already see Lancelot is going for that War Axe and Thunderbell, so a little bit more of an aggressive route here. And meanwhile, for Donut, this is exactly what you want to do up against an assassin as well. You finish up the corrosion side, go to the golden staff. Usually you would go for the DHS, but he opts to go for Wind of Nature
I want to talk about Dreadnought as well. 2 Dreadnoughts, one on the Lancelot, one on the Fredrin, and a full-on anti-Cuirass on the Diggy. So we're talking about the itemization getting buffed. Looks like even Kyrie will get affected.
That's
Definitely.
it. That's what I was worried about, right? Because we saw the differences in damage from just even the Dreadnought only, and if you have the anti-Cuirass on top of it, it feels like that damage could be negated, especially now that ONIC is under. They're not leading here, so they're not ahead at the moment, and you can actually see the disparity in damage, and Kyrie can't really pull off what he's usually accustomed to.
ONIC have been, honestly, it feels like they've been autopiloting. They've just been going for these 5v5s, and Burnex Splash are forcing it out of them. Meanwhile, ONIC, this composition should be built around split pushing. It should be built around the banana split that Kocheb is notorious for.
Right now, looking at the situation, I kind of feel like ONIC, they're understanding that they're probably autopiloting as well, so they're trying to figure out, like, okay, what do we do here?
To get back on track.
They're buying their time. They're like, okay, let's farm up for a little bit. What items do you guys want? Once we get it, then we'll figure something out. Maybe fight the next Lord. But I kind of feel like the question is, how are they going to engage? Because so far, the engages is coming in from Keyboy, but he's not really getting those key targets. And as long as Burnex Splash is positioning well, it's not going to happen, man.
They're still opting to go for these big team fights, though. They're still trying to position in a way where they're grouped up. Boots hasn't really been able to be that threat in the side lane, but Keyboy goes in.
Yep, they want ATM first, but ATM as the Fredrin can take a lot of damage right now. Chama has a lot of stacks on his War Axe. And it looks like Sans has been baited out. ATM goes down. CW, what a beautiful snipe. But now, ONIC, they don't have that big ult. Burnex Splash, do you want to go back in and try to contest this Lord?
Oh, it looks like they're kind of, you know, just levitating here, hovering. Oh, Sans.
Oh, Sans getting very, very low. D7 tries to catch him. But now Sans low. CW low. Kyrie is looking for a situation where he can't go in. Chama tries to fight against Kyrie. Kyrie is super low. Unstoppable! Uncontested right now. Chama secures the Lord. And now CCAT is looking at Keyboy. Do they want to force this fight? Looks like Burnex Splash. They want to go for the safer route and actually reset and push with the Lord.
That was a risk that ONIC took that did not pay off for them in the end. Chima just Did you see that decision making?
I would say it wasn't a risk that ONIC took. They were very well in the right zone to go for that Lord. They had a one-man advantage. It was a risk that BurnX Flash took. They turned the tides around so well, and you can see it again here. Firstly, it started with CCAT with that beautiful real-world inflation that we're not going to get to see here, but that made the opening, that created the chance for Chama to actually dive in, because CW was nowhere to be seen. Sans was super low, and they are capitalizing.
Speaking of low, Boots is taking quite a lot of damage from Donut. CW almost gets taken down. Oh no, Chama gets him, and now real mobilization by CCAT. Sans is zoned out. The Lord marches in. The top tower is in danger. Keyboy goes in, gets taunted, and looks like he's able to use the final slash, but he is all alone. Keyboy gets taken out. Only Sans, Boots, and Kyrie is alive. But look at BurnX Flash. They're looking at game number 1. They want to secure this. The Lord has been taken down. Augie Shadow Kill not doing anything except clearing the minions. And now, with 1 minion left, BurnX Flash, you want to try to end this. Boots goes in. Chama is down. Shut down for Boots. Double kill. And now CCAT gets Kyrie. The face is low.
Oh my god!
Maniac for Boots. Maniac in the first game of MSC 2023.
Great, this could be it, this could be it. They could go for one straight push. 20 seconds on the dead timers. That's the quickest one. That's ATM. ONIC are booking it.
Can they do it? Can they do it?
Dude,
Oh my god, they're going for it.
Dude, they have the minions. They have CW. I feel
10
like
seconds.
they can do it.
They can do it.
Boots is just tanking. The minions are
5
going
seconds.
in. The minions
No
are going
way.
in. ATM is up. No. The minions are here. The minions are here. ONIC, I don't think they can end this.
Oh my god, what
What a
was
game.
that?
This is how you start MSC. And the
beautiful.
crowd are loving it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We'll take a look at the instant replay here in just a few seconds. But that was so close to the end for both of the teams. But we got to mention Boots here.
Boots, not only was he dealing damage, acting as a front line, but he was actually, just main objective for him was taking the minion aggro so that it does not come into range, while also simultaneously building those stacks on these opponents, getting so much damage, and Maniac on Uranus. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Dude, the Ionic Edge. But the thing is, I saw the interaction. We talked about this before the game starts. I saw Donut using the Wind of Nature. What can that do against the Uranus? And this is one of the reasons why you want to pick up the Uranus, just because of the magic damage. Sure, you got Wind of Nature, that's a cool item and all, but I clearly don't care. BurnX Flash starts the Lord. Kyrie starting super low. ATM soloing everyone. He's gonna go down. No, he does not. No, he does not. D7 saves the life of ATM.
ONIC were able to hold on, but with this Lord coming in, it should be an evolved one this time around. I don't know if they can.
I don't know either. I guess their only solution at this point is to try and go for a split maybe, but even that is difficult to attain. Taking a look at the in-game items here in the 18th minute of the game.
Interesting choice here for Kyrie as well. He's going for cooldown. And again, also the Rose Gold Meteor, so he's forced to kind of build a bit more defensively as well. But I honestly feel like the damage is just not visible. This high and dry is completely negated because BurnX Flash have been playing just fully front to back, all 5 together. Now, I feel like ONIC actually cleared the wave in a way where they actually are forcing BurnX Flash to split, and this is their chance, but they have to be careful.
Boots super low, he still has the immortality, it hasn't been popped just yet. Real one manipulation turned on. Kyrie gets caught, he still survives. ATM couldn't do anything. Boots has his immortality popped. Keyboy, the front line goes there, he's gonna get taken down. No, he's still alive. CW is standing base there. D7, double kill for Kyrie. Kyrie wants to go for more. Okay, Shadow Kill, enough to get 3. Kyrie right now, Donut is low. Boots, does he want to get a triple kill here? He sees CCAT. CCAT, where are you going? Unstoppable for Boots. Boots is saving ONIC right now. Chuma running for his life.
Donut.
No one sees Donut. ONIC, they're out of their base. No one's protecting it. Donut goes in. Donut, do you have your Wind of Nature? Do you have your Wind of Nature? Do you have your Wind of Nature? Donut 1v1. Keyboy is there. They can't do anything.
They end the game.
Oh my god.
Game goes to ONIC.
The yellow porcupines strike first in an intense battle against the Cambodian representatives. What game was that? That was insane.
That was Mobile Legends, baby.
Amazing.
And oh my goodness,
What an
a
opening
game.
match.
That's how you
I love
open.
it.
We mentioned earlier that, there's no way we can open any other match. This is the match to go for, and man, did it deliver. ONIC were brought to their knees before they climbed back up against Burn X Flash, and it was one call, one mistake from Burn X Flash that ultimately led to their demise. ONIC were able to completely just take control of the game even, and remember, they didn't get the Lord right after that team fight. They went straight for the base. The Lord was actually secured again by Burn X Flash, but they weren't able to utilize it properly because that wave management, that little thing that built up to a massive W for ONIC in the bottom lane. They cleared it out first, therefore kind of just calling it off. The base, that push.
I gotta say, man, I kind of feel like I understand how it feels to be an ONIC fan right now, how it feels to be the Burn X Flash fan right now, because that's just the first game, and I'm sweating. I kind of feel like the fans will be sweating as well.
I think
that's an opener match, but that feels like a grand finals.
Dude, if the grand finals starts like that, we're getting a 4-3.
Oh
that was so good. I cannot even wrap my head around how good that was.
I can. I just love it.
Oh,
I love this kind of situation. People are like, obviously ONIC's gonna win. Sure, they won first game, but did you really think they would win like that?
That was so close.
That was way too close.
And I gotta say, right, I've casted a lot of ONIC games, and I haven't seen ONIC being tested to that level of a limit.
In Season 11, nobody
could touch ONIC.
They were always like full turrets. They were always dominating with a 10,000 gold lead. And to see ONIC struggle the way they did earlier, it shows you that it's not just ONIC choking. Okay, a lot of people will definitely say that. A lot of haters. But Burn X Flash has significantly improved from the last time we saw them. Not just Burn X Flash, but Cambodia. With the hometown advantage, the home ground advantage, you heard them. And the players certainly did too.
Dude, just now, I would even say that's just like a coin flip.
It
could have gone
either way.
Burn played better for that game.
If they did not catch Donut trying to split there, game over.
Yeah, that was
Game
it.
over.
That would have been it.
If they just got the minions in, if Boots was shoved back, they would have won. There was so many would have in that game. And again, Burn were the better team that game.
Dude. This is why I love MSC, man.
Man, that was just the first game.
There's
of
no
the full best of
absolutes.
3.
There's no absolutes. The fans are saying hi to camera. You guys can say hi to camera. It's all good. We love you guys. Mwah. But I love that game. That game was amazing. After this, we're going to analyze the game.
Yes.
Honestly, the items, I kind of feel like for Chima on the Lancelot, having that Thunderbelt as well as the War Axe really made a huge difference going up against Kairi's Hayabusa, especially the fights around the Lords, because we can see how much punctures that he used. So the stack not only on his passive, but also on the War Axe, it's insane, man. That Lancelot deal a lot of damage. Hi, guys. You can say hi to the camera. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the MVP first, because I think, sure, you're going to be saying Burned were better, ONIC were better, but who was the star of the show? It was Boots. Maniac on the Uranus, a debut Uranus as well. We're going to take a look at the highlights to see exactly what happened in that game, starting from the 6th minute of the game, because this was actually where ONIC held that power spike. This should have been ONIC's team fight to win. Well, it ended up being ONIC's team fight to lose because of the miscoordination that was happening. Again, I would say at this point, it's kind of like signature Game 1 ONIC in an international stage. They always just have the jitters for some weird reason, and Burn X Flash were able to completely capitalize on that, even in fights where it should have been guaranteed for ONIC to pick up the Lord earlier.
Dude,
this could
have been. Look at how low.
Boots, yeah.
Look at how low that base is, man.
You can see Boots. He did this before on the Bauman, I believe, up against EVOS Legends, but here in this matchup, he really did save the game. Not only dealing damage, like we mentioned, but the main objective for Boots was just keeping the minions at bay. And this final push, good read by Kairi, good call by the entire team, not to just send Kairi back, because they know they have the win of nature. You've been yelling at it. You've been yelling like, oh, you have win of nature, you have win of nature. Donut heard you. And dude, apparently Kairi did too.
I gotta say, man, starting the day off with a base race. A base race from south to north, west to east. Looking at the itemization right now, again, I want to talk about Chima because it's a more aggressive kind of build, and I kind of feel like he is okay for this more aggressive build just because ATM was winning his lane, he can help out a lot, and he was able to get a lot of stacks onto that on his own passive.
I think the lack of Magic defense respect was present from Burnex Flash. They were completely, I think, tunnel visioning mostly on CW and Kyrie because, sure, you can take a look at CW and Kyrie getting a lot of these eliminations, but I think Sans actually did the most damage. 1-1 and 12. He was completely solid this game. I thought he was picked off a lot, but apparently not. I guess he was able to maneuver a lot of these times, and if you see his itemization as well, it's just mostly pure damage, utility, and a Winter Truncheon. One defensive item there. And the Impure Rage definitely helped Sans here because he's the sole damage dealer as a Magic, if we don't count Uranus, in the mid game. And he kind of did his job.
Yeah, let's see from here, right? Teamfight participation. Okay, we don't exactly see Sans' damage output.
It's
it's there.
Wingman, he's the wingman. Sans the wingman there, but CCAT is the ace. He did the most damage. You can see that even from damage to turret, it was Burn X Flash. They did have the better control in the game. But ONIC, wow. Just the way they were able to control the game through what?
Dude,
I don't know how they controlled the game because team fights were going burn. Everything mostly was going burn. They got one good team fight. They need to fix these issues.
Dude, like this is one of those things about Mobile Legends, man, because what I want to talk about as well is throughout the entire game, we say that it's Burn X Flash's game, but if you look at the goal difference, you don't really think that it's Burn X Flash's game because even though they've been winning a lot of fights, but in terms of their farm, it's not until the Lord fight, I believe it was the second Lord fight, that there's a sizable gap between both teams. So I kind of feel like at this point, even though if you look at the game, it's actually ONIC still in control, even though they're losing. I just feel like after the second Lord, then they start sweating for real.
No, but we've been discussing a lot about like just everything on the board, right? But what I really wanted to highlight was the fact that even though ONIC was always losing those team fights, they don't stray away from their main goal, right? They still stick on objectives. You can see that Kyrie is still looking out for turrets as well. So they were, even though that they were really behind in those team fights, they were still able to level out that gold in the very end, which at the end, you know, that gave them everything.
Yeah, so basically you can see the ONIC spark. The ONIC that we had in MPL Indonesia, it was visible there. Not entirely, they weren't fully there, but there were glimpses of the MPL ID ONIC because it seems like even when they were making these mistakes, like you mentioned, they were able to recover very well.
Yeah.
Losing turtle fights, getting picked off up top, bottom as well. But the pathing, the efficiency in farming as well from CW and Sans carried them through those low moments. But like you said, okay, sure, they can be consistent, they can recover, but